This video is brought to you by Cubamajigs, a series of reusable packs for MTG Cube sideboards and other games like Keyforge. Check them out at Cubamajigs.com with new designs every Monday. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So as you know, Tuesday means it's Type 2 or Standard Tuesday, and we have a spicy one to look at today. So today's deck, it starts off looking like a pretty boring Teferi Azorius Control deck, but then it goes on a really big twist, and it's actually looking to set up an infinite mill combo kill with the help of Naru Meha Master Wizard, and this one comes to us from Shiro Hajime, who took it to an undefeated finish in a small Japanese tournament. So congrats to Hajime on a really cool deck. A quick reminder before we break down Infinite Mill Naru Control for Standard. If you enjoy this deck and you want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So Infinite Mill Naru Control starts off looking like a pretty typical Azorius Control deck. We got some counter spells: Absorb and Syncopate. Absorb nice against aggro, gaining that little bit of life. Syncopate for the early game. Then we have some removal, some of it a little spicy. Seal Away to get rid of creatures in the early game. In Bolus's Clutches, can steal any permanent. It is 6 mana, which is a lot, but very powerful effect. Then we have our sweepers with 2 Settle the Wreckages and 3 Cleansing Novas, just making sure we can wrath away our opponent's entire board. Really good against creature decks, with Cleansing Nova having some extra upside against artifacts and enchantments, so we could always choose that mode if we need to. So pretty typical control stuff: counters, removal, sweepers. We also have everyone's favorite, Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, which, in this deck, it is our backup win condition. And there will be games where we win with Teferi, but really, it's mostly a card advantage engine that's going to dig us through our deck, help keep us alive by tucking things, and eventually get us to our real win condition that we'll talk about in a minute. So it's really more part of the Search for His Content treasure map, kind of card advantage, card filtering package than our main win con. But like I said, there will be some games where we just Teferi and take it up and our opponent can't deal with it, and we ultimate it and win that way. But that's not really our main plan. Search for His Content treasure map, more filtering / card advantage, and treasure map turns into ramp as well. So this is all pretty typical Azorius Control deck. So where's the spice, I hear you asking, and we're getting to it. So this is where the deck starts to go off the rails a little bit. But first, Dream Eater, not really off the rails. Just a big removal spell flyer, bouncing something, surveilling through our deck. And then we have our combo pieces. So we have 4 Drown Secrets, and looking back on our deck, while we have some blue spells, this isn't like the mill deck we played a while ago. It's not overloaded with radical ideas and Chemister's Insight to try to combo off that way. Instead, we are looking to play Drown Secrets and then use it to mill our opponent's deck all in one shot by surprise out of nowhere, and they will never expect it because our combo kill involves 2 cards that really don't see play in Standard: Release to the Winds and Naru Meha Master Wizard. So the plan here is simple. We do the control thing. We get out our Drown Secrets. Opponent's probably like, all right, they're trying to mill us. But then, out of nowhere by surprise, we find our Naru Meha, we find a Release to Winds, and we just win the game on the spot. So here's how it works. Basically, it's pretty simple. We cast Release to the Winds, targeting anything. Any non-land permanent, doesn't really matter. And then with Release to the Winds on the stack, we cast our Naru Meha, comes into play, it copies Release to the Winds. So then the copy of Release to the Winds can exile Naru Meha. Since it has flash, we can cast it right away, again, for free, and enters the battlefield. We still have the first original copy of Release to the Winds on the stack, so we copy it with Naru Meha, and we do that again. We again recast our Naru Meha, copy that original Release to the Winds, to blink our Naru Meha, cast it again, to copy the Release to the Winds. The end result of this is we basically are casting, and we really are casting, Naru Meha for free an infinite number of times, which means if we have out our Drown Secrets, we are milling our opponent for 2 each time we go through that loop, because whenever we cast a blue spell, target opponent or target player mills 2 cards. So this just mills our opponent's entire deck all in one shot. We just keep casting that Naru Meha again and again and again and again and again, with Release to the Winds allowing us to do it, mill out our opponent's entire deck, and now we just pass the turn. We're like, all right, your go, opponent. They untap, they draw an empty library, and they lose the game. So that's what our deck is building up to. Play the control role, we can use our counter spells to protect our combo, and eventually, by surprise, the jankiest of jank combos to close out the game. Otherwise, in the mana base, we get a bunch of dual lands, Glacial Fortress, Meandering River, and the like. Then we have some basic lands, a Memorial to Genius to draw some extra cards. In the sideboard, a bunch more counter spells, Spell Pierce, Disdainful Stroke, Negate. Then we have a kind of weird creature package of Wrap Compassion Ship's Mage to flash in and also give our historic spells flash, which means our Teferi, our Treasure Map, also Lyra Dawnbringer and Nezahal coming in from the sideboard. Pretty powerful when flashed in by surprise. Lyra good against aggro, Nezahal for control. Invoke the Divine to deal with annoying artifacts and enchantments. Another Cleansing Nova as a sweeper. And that is Infinite Mill Naru Control for Standard. And that's our instant deck tech for today. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more sweet standard decks, make sure to head over to MTGGoldfish. Check out the standard metagame. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.